Nigeria does not have a judiciary that is an independent arm of a democratic government.
That was why I asked him this.
What Nigeria has is the legal department of every government in power. That is what Nigeria has. Nigeria's judiciary is not the last hope of the common man. It is the last hope of the uncommon man. An institution that should protect everybody, no matter your class or status, has now been weaponized against the people. And only the people of Nigeria, because guess what? If you think this problem is just about River State, you are being ridiculous. You are just making a joke because they test it somewhere. If you want to see what state capture look like, you can look at Lagos State, where there is no meaningful opposition. A senator in Nigeria, Senator Ireti Kingigbe in Abuja, on a rise during the Natasha Bruhaha, told the nation on TV that the National Assembly is not opposition friendly. A National Assembly that should perform oversight. Imagine a democracy without opposition. If you do not fix an electoral system to be able to hold these people accountable, wait for 2027 and see how wild this race gets.
So from what all of you are saying, right, the legislature is gone.
Captured.
The judiciary is also not necessarily standing on 2 feet. The people need to do something.
Yeah.
That's the point, Barrister. For almost 2 years now, we've been talking about this, Barrister, on this show. The legislature is gone, just like what that moderator said. The presenter, rather. The legislature is gone. The judiciary is gone. So what else? The people should do something. This is what we have been singing about, Barrister, you and I on this show. The people should do something. Barrister, what is your thought on that? On what you just watched?
It's difficult to fault what those gentlemen have said. We have said it repeatedly. The National Assembly is gone in the way they have said it because it's not functioning as an oversight organ that is supposed to do. It's not making the right laws for our country that will achieve us progress. It is more or less an arm of the executive in almost every respect. The judiciary has progressively also coalesced into the executive, and the trend is continuing. Yeah. So I have said it repeatedly on your show and elsewhere. That is the reality of Nigeria today, where the judiciary is not able to help the electoral and the democratic process, where the judiciary is unable to properly put both other arms of government, the legislature and the executive, in check. It has no meaning. So we are left with the executive. So can anybody now claim that we run a democratic system? We don't. I have said it, that what we are pretending to run a democratic structure, when in actual fact there's no democracy properly so-called in the country, because the system that is supposed to have check and balances does not exist. In the states, the House of Assembly is only in name. The governors have pocketed them completely. At the national level, it used to be a bit here and there, but now with particular reference to this Ninth Assembly, it has zero oversight, zero independence. It has zero independence. So what are we talking about? We do not have democracy. We have the rule of one man. He will go into a state and decide who the governor is. He will decide who becomes what, whether by blackmail or by political reality, staring somebody in the face. He is forced to cast his lot with the person. This is not democracy. I have said it and I will continue to say we do not run a democratic government. I can only say it is the rule of one man. That is all.
Yeah, honestly, you've said it all. And the only thing I'll be adding here is just what we've been saying. I've been singing about this for years now. Nigeria, just like that presenter said, judiciary is gone. Legislature is gone. What else? The people should act. And that's just the reality, because we just have to take our destiny in our hands and do the needful. The people should act. There are two options. I've always given two options: the revolution option and the military option. Either military revolution or the people's revolution. The people's revolution, that is one thing. Both of them are options. But I rather will first of all go with the military revolution. That should be the first one, because that will be possibly bloodless, because so many coups are bloodless. Some, very few, are blooded. So I rather will go with that first. All we pray is just for God to give us a purposeful military leader who is patriotic. That is just it. With such, we'll be able to entrench the right leadership, because democracy is not for Africans. It's not for Nigeria, to be precise. It's not built or meant for us. It's a Western idea of leadership, of political leadership. It's not our idea. It's a man-made idea, for God's sake. Why can't we create our own? Why can't we make our own? Why have we chosen to copy everything? Especially, we are so fond of copying the US in everything. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know where this idea, who started this nonsense, where it came from. Britain colonized us. Yet we abandoned everything, all the colonial inculcation. Colonialism, they inculcated colonial ideology, they inculcated in us, and decide to choose to copy a different country entirely. All we do now is just copy US, their system of government, their system of their lifestyle, including their English. Now, I hear Nigerians now speaking we're no longer, we are even living now, we are living, in fact, overwhelmingly living the British English now. You see here Nigerians, celebrities, and they speak the American English. Honestly, it frustrates me. Even Nigerians in Nigeria, if you're in the US, you're speaking the US English, that's understandable. When you're in Rome, you behave like a Roman. That is understandable. You have to adapt to the system. But not Nigeria and Nigerians. You hear Nigerians in Nigeria speaking US English. I don't even know where they landed that from. So the whole thing is, everything about Nigeria is just copy, just copy everything. For God's sake. Why do we have to copy everything? It is unbelievable, honestly. So we have to. It's time for us to take our destinies in our hands. Let the military take. This democracy is a sham. You call the right name. The right name. It's a sham. We should abandon it and let the military do something. And if the military fails to do something, let the people. Honestly, this issue of the second choice is not a choice. And people, I rather will go with the first choice, because the second choice, even though the second choice will be the one that will actually bring the real change that we crave, we yearn for, we hunger and thirst for, but it will not come easy. It will come with a whole streets wet in blood, soaked in blood. So we don't want to go there, because it will affect everyone, directly or indirectly. Everybody will be affected. So we don't want to go there.
Well, I have always been against what they call people's revolution, because I have studied some revolutions, and I always give example of the French revolution that was carried out by the proletariat. I remember there's the person who was in charge of the guillotine. You know what they used to do to put somebody's head on the device, a machine called guillotine. So they captured all the leaders. When the people rose up, anybody who was in any position of power, they will just capture you and take you to the guillotine. Your head will be put and the machine will cut your head. So the person who was in charge of the guillotine, Robespierre, was the commandant or the person in charge of the guillotine. So the way the People's Revolution goes, it's its own. Yeah. One day he was summoned and also guillotined.
Wow.
When he was summoned, he said, I'm the one that is doing this thing. I'm the one that is guillotining people for you.
That's another disadvantage of People's Revolution.
Why are you coming for me? You know, when the mob takes over,
Yeah.
it is
goes out of
nobody
control.
is safe. Even members of the mob themselves can easily fall victim to that. So I don't like a situation where
Honestly,
a mob takeover of the country goes on. It's not ideal. I want a purposeful leadership, not within this. We have tried this democracy; it has failed.
yeah, it does. Honestly,
Tried the Westminster system at independence. It failed. We tried the American presidential system. It has signally failed.
honestly,
Not because the system is bad, but because our people are not attuned to it. It is an imposition, and our people are not ready to attune themselves to that process. So it has not worked, and it will not work even going forward. So it's about time something else came up, something else happened.
yeah, honestly, that's just it. I hope Nigerians are here listening and gearing up because we need to do something.